Look, it's my cat in the background. Okay, anyways. Hello, my name is Desiree, and I'm that kid who was popular for making controversial videos on YouTube. I don't usually make videos on silly little cartoons, but I'm feeling a bit different today. I'm in the mood.
I'm just in a silly, goofy mood.
If you don't know, my ethnicity is Kazakh, meaning that my family is from Kazakhstan. Here's a little history lesson for you. Kazakhstan used to be a union of the Soviet Union in 1936 up until 1991. And my parents were born in the 1980s, so this would mean that my parents were small children during the Soviet times. Ignoring all of the horrific conditions that Kazakh people were put through during the Soviet Union, this isn't a political video, this is a video about cartoons. Kazakhstan being under the Soviet Union meant that my parents were exposed to Soviet animation, which ultimately led to my parents showing their favorite cartoons from their childhoods to me, which is what led me to make this video. I was pretty much raised on these Soviet cartoons, so they'll always have a place in my heart. And these cartoons were really one of a kind. They had unique animation style, interesting and charming storylines, and all of them taught you life lessons. Not to mention the top tier cartoons that included some of the best music I have ever heard in my life. But in this video, I'm not gonna be reacting to the Soviet cartoons that I actually like. No, I'm gonna be reacting to Queen Toothbrush. It's about a toothbrush who is a queen. I'm not on drugs, I promise. This is a real cartoon that I watched when I was a child. I mean, I'm still a child, but when I was a smaller child. I don't even know how I found this cartoon, like, who showed it to me? I asked my parents about this cartoon and they told me that they had no memory of it. And I also asked my Kazakh friends who also grew up with Soviet cartoons about this, and they told me that I'm crazy. They told me that I needed help. They told me that I'm hallucinating and that they're not actually my friends, they're just toothbrushes.
You are crazy. I am a toothbrush.
So for the longest time, I thought that this cartoon was some weird fever dream I had when I was younger. But I recently found out that it's not a dream. It's a real cartoon. Turns out I'm not crazy. And my friends were wrong. So, Королева зубная щетка, or Queen Toothbrush, is a Soviet cartoon that came in 1962. From what I can infer, this cartoon is basically a ripoff. It's most likely a bootleg of the very well-received Moy Dadır that came out 8 years prior. They both basically follow the same plot line. There's a very stinky, dirty child, and then hygiene products come to life to teach the child a lesson about hygiene. Both of them are equally as terrifying, but Moy Dadır is obviously way better.
Ах ты гадкий, ах ты грязный, неумытый поросенок.
But we're not looking at Moy Dadır today. We're looking at Queen Toothbrush. Play the video.
Не хочу мыться! Не хочу отмывать коленки! Не хочу чистить зубы!
God, why is her voice so annoying?
Не хочу мыться!
So we are introduced to the main character who has no name. They just call her Girl.
Девочка.
She's a dirty, stinky child who's very annoying and dislikable. So dislikable that the narrator himself threatens to replace her if she doesn't clean up.
Не буду!
Тогда придется позвать другую девочку.
So they negotiate and the girl agrees to go wash her hands. But when she goes to wash her hands, something indescribable happens.
Ой-ой-ой, ну и грязные ладошки.
I'm sorry, what? Who's that? Why did a bubble just... Okay, don't question it. A bubble comes to life and he doesn't want to be anywhere near this girl, understandably. So he wants to leave, but he can't because he's stuck. So he asks her to blow him off. Trigger warning, this next scene is terrifying.
Ну дуй не так сильно, а то я простужусь. Закрой дверь, здесь сквозняк. Акчи. 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 Акчи.
Who sneezes like that? So she ends up blowing him. Wait, that sounds kind of weird out of context. But when she tries to blow him off, he just ends up getting bigger and then they both float away.
Ой, вот так история.
Не смейся, а то лопнешь!
Что, я лопну? считаешь, что мыльные пузыри самая прочная вещь на свете? Чтоб я лопнул!
If you haven't noticed already, this girl's panties are visible like in every scene. I'm not weird for noticing that. I swear they did it on purpose. You'll understand that the more we watch this weird cartoon.
Фуй, 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 фуй.
There it is again. Panty shot. She's a child. I wonder what went through these animators' heads when they animated this. Why? Soviet Russia, 1962. Hey, you know what would make this cartoon top-notch? What? You know the dirty child? Yeah? Let's put her in very short dress and show trusiki in every scene. Yes, that will definitely teach children hygiene. So she gets dropped off at the desert of tooth powder, which is what children used to brush their teeth with before toothpaste became a thing. And then another traumatic scene occurs. A random cloud just comes out of nowhere and does this. Jesus Christ, this scene is terrifying. This yellow cloud slowly drifts in with scary music playing in the background. And then the cloud twists itself to squeeze out its juice. And the dirty child eagerly awaits its fluid down below. But as soon as the liquid touches the skin of the child, it turns black. Also, why is the cloud piss-colored?
Осторожно! Мне только этого не хватало.
Everything in this cartoon confuses me so much. What is going on? She starts crying in the most ugly way humanly possible, and then a random hairbrush just pops out of the ground and starts talking. I guarantee whoever produced this cartoon was on some serious drugs.
Это я. Кто? Да я, твой гребешок.
Okay, so this hairbrush randomly grows and informs her that he is in fact her hairbrush, which doesn't make sense because she didn't take her hairbrush with her to the desert. So I can only assume that all of this is just a dark hallucination that she's having. That's the only explanation for this. The hairbrush tells her that the only way they can go home is if they go to the Queen Toothbrush, so they head off on their journey.
Хорошо, идем искать эту королеву. Только ты меня не оставляй, пожалуйста. Ты не будешь меня больше кидать? Смотри, как меня трахнуло.
What is this cartoon? Okay, the hairbrush is asking her not to throw him again. And he uses the word
Трахнуло.
which in this sense means, look how much you hurt me. But nowadays, that word is used more commonly in a slightly different way.
Я не могу больше идти. Но я слышу запах мыла.
This goddamn hairbrush. Everything he says is the funniest thing ever. So the girl is tired from walking in the desert, and then the hairbrush is like,
Но я слышу запах мыла.
the word slishel means heard. The words zapach mula means the smell of the soap. So basically he is saying, I heard the smell of soap.
Но я слышу запах мыла.
Genius dialogue. What can I say? So then they find this little house in the middle of the desert where Auntie Washcloth and Grandpa Soap live.
И скорее скажите, как пройти к королеве зубной щетки?
А такой заморашку не пустит королеве зубной щетки.
Вот, если бы мы тебя умыли.
Ой, что вы, я не хочу мыться. Я хочу скорее домой. Что ты, соглашайся немедленно.
Ew, no. Stop. No. No, that's so creepy. Predator alert. Imagine you are lost in a desert and you come across an elderly couple and you ask them, how can I get home? And they're like, we can take you, only if you let us wash you. That's so creepy, and the girl doesn't even want to be washed by them. But then the hairbrush is like, no, wash! Let yourself be touched by these old objects.
Мылом, да.
Да, а без меня какое же мытье?
Да, глаза будет щипать.
Да ты посмотри, какое мыло! Детское!
No, oh god, that is so terrifying. Do not trust this soap around your children. She says that she doesn't want her eyes to sting, and then he's like, well, I'm children's soap. You're what? I'm sorry? Okay, I don't want to think about it. Let's just move on. So she ends up getting washed by the elderly couple, and we get the first musical number, which is Loki a bop.
Мойся собачками, мойся утятами, мойся любыми моими зверятами. Здесь крокодилы и те не кусаются. Здесь крокодилами лишь умываются.
Okay, so after being assaulted by this couple, she is now clean enough to visit Queen Toothbrush. She gets given a magical pathway towards the Queen Toothbrush's palace, and she heads off on it while splashing her panties once again. Then she ends up at the forest of hairbushes.
Постричь? Завить?
Нет, только причесать.
Why are these characters so terrifying? There's literally a giant pair of scissors walking around. You can't sit here and tell me that this man hasn't committed multiple manslaughters, maybe even murders. So she gets dragged through the forest of hairbrushes, and these little terrifying combs reach out with their small hands to touch her hair while singing a song.
Желтые гребенки, синие гребенки с радостью причешут этого ребенка.
So she gets her hair brushed, and she's still ugly, but she's good enough for the queen. So they finally make their way over to the palace. And of course, the girl's panties have to be shoved into the scene again. I mean, they're not even trying at this point. What is this? An anime? She gets led into the castle by the guards, and all of the hygiene products in the castle greet her and make way for the queen. Here it comes, folks. The moment we have all been waiting for. Queen Toothbrush.
Здравствуй, девочка. Не бойся. Входи скорее.
Okay, so the Queen Toothbrush is also terrifying. They're all terrifying. All of the characters in this goddamn story are horrifying. I don't get if they're trying to encourage me into being hygienic or traumatize me into being hygienic.
Ты такая чистая, что можешь просить у меня все, что угодно.
Я бы очень хотела.
Знаю, знаю. Ты бы очень хотела получить от меня в подарок зубную щетку. Ведь свою ты потеряла.
This cartoon is so dumb. Let's reenact what happened in this scene, just so you understand how stupid this scene is. You are so clean, child. You can ask me anything. Well, I want... No, shut up. I know what you want. You want a toothbrush. Actually, bring out the toothbrushes. Didn't she visit the queen because she wanted to go home? Where did she lose her toothbrush? When was the toothbrush even a part of the story? It was literally never mentioned. I'm so confused. So the queen presents her with her slave offerings, and the girl chooses a toothbrush that she likes the most. Now, the queen is finally ready to send her home.
Ну, а теперь ты бы хотела попасть домой. Ничего нет проще. Видишь эту таинственную дверь?
Какая же она таинственная. Это обыкновенная дверь.
В сказках не бывает обыкновенных дверей. В сказках все двери таинственные.
It's just a normal door. Shh, shut up, child. No one asked. So she gets back home through the mysterious door, and it's revealed that all of these characters were just her normal hygiene products, and she was hallucinating the whole time. So I guess my theory was correct. She's most definitely dying from some sort of deadly disease because of her lack of hygiene. But the hallucination is over, right? Well, that's what the cartoon wants you to think. But there's a twist ending.
Я же тебе говорил, что мыльные пузыри самая прочная вещь на свете.
Но ведь сказка кончилась. Как же ты можешь со мной разговаривать?
Сказка кончилась для тебя, а для меня нет. Ведь правда, а?
What a terrifying ending. This is truly a horror story. Okay, first of all, I'm not crazy. I just want to put that out there.
No, you're crazy. I am a toothbrush.
Oh, will you shut up? I don't even know why I'm friends with you guys. But anyways, I have a feeling that this cartoon is more symbolic than we are led to believe. This is actually a deep story about a neglected child. As a result of the terrible neglect and mistreatment that she went through, she spirals into a deep state of depression and refuses to take care of her hygiene. But her parents, being as neglectful as they are, don't care and leave her. So the girl becomes incredibly sick and starts to hallucinate as she's dying. Okay, I do admit that I do have a hyperactive imagination. If you like this video and would like to see more, please subscribe. If this video does well, I might react to more Soviet cartoons in the future. Let me know what you think about that. If you want more, I'll do it. Thanks for watching. Bye!